And joining us live on the phone now is CBS News White House correspondent Weijia Jiang. She joins us from Washington, D.C. And Weijia, what are you hearing from your sources?
Well, Pat, this is extraordinary news, and I think that it is going to really shake the West Wing. And because it is still so new and because the president just revealed this information, we are still reporting this out. We're still trying to get a sense of the feeling from inside the building. But certainly, for months now, I can tell you that White House aides and senior administration officials who we have talked with have expressed surprise, frankly, that more people within the White House have not contracted COVID-19. And that is because, as the president has made public, of the views of the protocols that should be taken and, the sometimes rejection of medical advice from scientific experts, including those in the administration. For example, we know the president, has, not embraced the full use of masks. And that is something that his own health experts have said time and time again could protect people better than anything, perhaps even better than a vaccine. And so, when you're talking about what's happening inside the White House, I can tell you that there was a blip in time where masks were mandated for people in the West Wing, for people who work in the building, and they were mandated unless, that staffer was sitting at their desk. And then otherwise, you were supposed to wear a mask, and that quickly faded away. And the reason that's important is because, we're starting to make a preliminary list of all the people who have been exposed to President Trump and the First Lady over the course of the past few days. And the list is long, and it is filled with some of the most important people in the Trump administration. And so you start expanding out that list. And the real question here, Pat, is who else was exposed to the virus? So I think that's why, especially as people wake up to this news and they're trying to grapple with it, there will be a lot of concern about just how many people may be sick inside the building.
And not only that, but Weijia Jiang, our colleagues, White House correspondents, and people that fly with the president aboard Air Force One. I'm sure that has crossed the minds of a lot of fellow journalists tonight as well. But, what could this mean for President Trump's campaign? He just finished debate, had a campaign rally, is expected to debate again very soon, well, I guess in the next couple of weeks. But what do you think this will happen, or how will this change the president's campaign?
Well, certainly physically, there's already a pause button, right? Because the president was supposed to travel tomorrow to another campaign event in Florida. He had a packed schedule for a swing out west next week, different campaign rallies, fundraising events. And as we know, the White House physician says he and the First Lady will remain inside the White House, during their recovery. And so we don't know when he can physically hit the campaign trail again. And that's really what the president banks on, to send his message, to energize his base, and to campaign. So we know that, in terms of his schedule, that's not going to continue anytime soon. And, to your other point, Pat, we really don't know yet how this is going to impact the president physically, because we don't know whether he's going to fall ill, whether he will develop more severe symptoms. So we have to wait to see when he will be back on his feet, out the door, and ready to resume his daily normal activities that he would like to be doing with so little time between now and Election Day. So I think the campaign is also scrambling to try to see how they can rearrange and move forward without the president out there, stumping for himself.
Yes, in fact, he was supposed to come to Los Angeles, I believe, either within the next couple of days, certainly to do more fundraising, but that will be on hold now because we all know that we are at the mercy of this virus. Weijia Jiang, want to thank you so much for joining us at 2 o'clock in the morning East Coast time, and we ask that you stay safe as well. And we will continue to monitor this breaking news and bring you any updates throughout this newscast.